Alright, we should be good now. Windows didn't update last night, and I forgot every time it does an update, it resets all my sound stuff on Streamlabs, Discord, and everywhere else. So now we should have audio. Although I need to do one more thing here. Alright, now we're good to go. It also reset my Logitech stuff. Alright, good morning everyone. We're gonna slowly get going here. I gotta finish making my grocery list because I gotta go grocery shop. I'm gonna go to the grocery store after this stream. But good morning everybody. Finally got a little chilly here last night, which was really nice. Alright, bread and lunch meat, juice and chips, gastro. Oh, I need to... So where we left off last night, we need to level up before we do anything. We need a talent, too. Huh. Is this passive, I wonder? Taste the pain? I'm gonna take it. I don't know if it's... Oh, we got 2 levels. I must have missed leveling up last night. Yesterday morning, sorry. So we're going from 11 to 13 this morning. Fresh target. I gotta do better at like figuring out how to make clue work to my advantage, because I'm not exactly like that's an interesting mechanic. That's interesting. All right. Now we are working on this. I kind of feel like this is being aired out of order. This is the one we stumbled across. Like a cutscene on my ship about the upset people on my ship, but it like aired as soon as we got back to the ship. And I think it was trying to air earlier, but it was bugged out. So.
The sooner we start.
The sound of a heated discussion reverberates through the ship's bays. Lieutenant Arvila Vint of the ship's enforcers is barring the path of a heavily built assault unit officer, and judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on some time already and has now reached a boiling point. Squad commander says, I have my orders to put an end to the unrest to purge this sector. Arvila says, you can take your orders and shove them. This is my deck and my sector. There are only 3 people who are allowed to waltz in here with my express permission. The first officer of the Rogue Trader and the Emperor himself. Abelard says, well, at least not all of my lessons fall on deaf ears. He does not clarify whether he meant Lieutenant Vint, the officer looming over her, or both. Avila says, your lordship. Noticing you, the 2 junior officers snap to attention and salute their subordinates, following a suit a moment later. I want to speak to the strikers. Abelard's mouth twists, but restrains himself and says nothing. Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck. Hope gleams in Lieutenant Lewis's eyes.
Activating motive force reserves.
Is that not where they are? Oh, they're on the other side. Okay. Sorry, folks, I'm a little stuffy this morning. A dozen pair of eyes stare apprehensively at you. The people before you are typical inhabitants of the lower decks. You take in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display various levels of mutation, from the barely discernible to the strange to the outright grotesque. A whisper passes through the crowd, and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in their reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd, an elderly woman, and 2 men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. Lord Captain, you've come down to us. Yes. We were attacked on the way down here. How do you explain that? An old woman yells out, here's an explanation for you. The people have been pushed to their limit and now they're lashing out. As if we don't know why those top deck units are being sent down here like the one that lieutenant won't let us past. Our clans are inside the bay and it's been sealed off, but the lower decks are big. I'm sure some people have just had enough. It's no wonder folks are lashing out. Awareness check succeeded. Their words seem sincere to you. Their body language and the glances traded between them reveal that the news of the attack has shocked them. Alright, tell me what's troubling you. Why are you striking? Striking? That's news to us, your lordship, says a tall, thin man. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. The old woman yells, "Shut up, beanpole!" Her hostile dark eyes turning on you. Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for pirates. One wrong word and they're reaching for the batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating in the whole base for a week at a time so we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in the lungs, all because of these enforcers. The old woman spits on the floor and rubs at the spittle with the toe of her worn-out shoe. This reminds me of, what was that movie? Snowpiercer. And then they did a show on the Sci-Fi Channel, I think, or Netflix. I forget where it was. I watched the first 2 seasons. I think I lost interest midway through the 2nd season. It was like, eh. Jennifer Connelly's in it. One of those actors from Broadway who, can't remember his name now. It reminds me of Snowpiercer, you know. All the rich people up at the front and all the poor people in the back. You know, and this is all the poor people down in the belly of the ship and they've just had enough. Stager says, it's all true. Vent's the only enforcer officer who stood up for us. It's clear as a day who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up amidships and has no fellow feeling towards us. The grim-faced man with a scarred face throws up his arms. Your lordship, we're not villains, we're honest workers. Your servants. We've plotted no disorder, we don't want to strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. Alright. The persecution started apropos of nothing, you say. I was told that one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet and that there are pirates hiding here. A cultist amulet? What's that? The gewgaw they found on the dead drunkard? If it was something evil or forbidden, we sure didn't know. The forces just said they were looking for pirates and anyone obstructing their investigation should be punished. But how could there be pirates here? We know our own people. There's been no new faces. Definitely not, and if there were, we'd be the first to report them. As for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There's no pirates still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies, boots that came back. The boots they came back with, nobody's ever tread these decks in boots so far, and I can tell you that. Seems to me those pirates are better commanders than us. Oh yeah, those boots were really fine. There was no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't have any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. We're people of faith, your lordship. Believe us. Pascal says, I confirm the information regarding the proper tending of the machine spirits in this sector. Servitors indicate that these commoners are performing the sacraments they are permitted to know. Alright, what changes do you want? Would you look at that? The exalted Lord Captain himself is asking us bilge-rats what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers, to quit turning off the heat and stop battering everything that moves. And that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here, and we want to be armed. Give us arms, we'll govern ourselves, we'll defend ourselves if the pirates do show their faces. I've been the leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of those club-looting thugs can only improve things around here. Stager says, you've gone too far, old man. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing on their necks. They'll probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks, too. And as for weapons, what do we need them for? For the first day's out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop hassling us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the pirate's body. We'll talk to them one lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves. See, they're already bickering amongst themselves. You speak for yourself and your clan, I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures, I want real change. The tall worker's eyes dart between the two arguing leaders. Every few seconds he opens his mouth as if planning to agree, but each time he falls silent, simply making a few vague noises of approval. What about Abelard's thoughts? The story about scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up amulet doesn't convince me. These people were moments away from rebellion and possibly minions of the arch enemy. We must not give them what they want. Even if they did acquire something innocently purely out of their stupidity, it does not mean they are not tainted with corruption. What begins as petty thievery can turn into a far greater problem. I've seen it before. His face darkens momentarily. In my second war, there was a surgeon in the Imperial Army Regiment that was stationed nearby. Took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor, only the pocket knife, which had grown through all the rows of beds like a choking metal vine. So when it comes to scavengers, malcontents, strikers, whatever they turn to next, my verdict is simple. Give them no quarter. Alright, I'm going to go with coercion. Spreading anarchy in the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons in untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers need to maintain 100% order. Withdraw those demands and we will consider the rest. Oh, I failed. Alright, Stager says I won't demand the disbanding of the enforcers. The old woman's handcuffs to the air. I'd rather be gunned down by the enforcers than back down now. I don't like any of my options. They didn't go with the enforcement option because I failed my save. Alright, it's decided. The harassment in. I expect the clans who have agreed here to assist in locating pirate amulets and weapons. Anyone who refuses will be punished. The older one's face pales, but she merely grits her teeth and spits on the floor again. I'm not giving them weapons. Sorry, old Nan. I'm not putting my life, my whole clan's lives on the line because of your stubbornness. We'll get right to it, Lord Captain. I mean, I gave them an option. They chose to deny it, to ignore it. So that's on them at this point.
I'll take it from here.
We should deal with this.
The premonition runs true.
The gauge says that the steam pressure in this pipe is close to maximum, but has not reached the bars at the other end. It's a heat sink. Nothing happens. Perhaps turning a different valve will work. I guess there's multiple valves to turn in here.
Tread carefully, Rogue Trader.
Oh, there's a valve. Nothing happening with that one. There's a valve over here too.
This master-crafted patella augment is not fit for a servitor.
Huh. I bet there's a puzzle order to these valves. Stopping unexpectedly, Abelard imperiously dismisses the unit to stand at a distance and addresses your other companions. I have entered a match to consist with the Lord Captain. Everybody else can go. Why are you pleased with the investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed the disloyal rabble. You believe their lies and show them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by pirates, the rebel will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like because you see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future? Let's talk about your role in this. You allowed this revolt to happen. Your actions actually guaranteed it would. I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Remember Lord Captain Theodore? Do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower deck? She did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to the grand designs for the Protectorate. Any true status and rogue trader ought. Yeah, maybe if Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have ended up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard this ship, and I will not repeat her mistake. He looks at you stunned and exhales loudly, then he nods curtly. I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis. I lost my temper. I'm sorry, and I leave out to explain myself. What's up, Rune? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Thank you much. Abelard speaks slowly, the words not coming easily to him. The prosperity of the von Berlankes Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life, and I did it because I saw the Lord Captain Theodora's deeds was a true sign of greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes to capture worlds, they create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. I left behind everything I'd known, everything my family had known, came from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers and scouting voyages. So he's lamenting the lack of oversight that he had previously, because I'm running a little bit of a tighter ship. Alright. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I'm not panicking or grieving, because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid you, the new rogue trader. To do that, I must insulate you from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements. Huh. There's a whole bunch of options here. Theodora trusted in established procedures and she died. I won't make the same mistake. If you want to keep building the future of the von Berlankes Protectorate with me, stop living in the past. He solemnly inclines his head. Yes, Lord Captain. Your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. Alright, back at the bridge. Dun, 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 dun. They released the music video from Alan Wake 2 to YouTube yesterday. I haven't actually played the game, but I've watched people playing it. I don't like horror games, but that musical was pretty awesome. That musical number they did. Champion of Darkness. It's kind of cool. More games need to do good music. It's one of the reasons I loved Baldur's Gate 3 was they had a really killer soundtrack. Journal. According to the satellites, one of the unidentified void ships circling the nearby star has landed on a large uninhabited world. I think we might be getting close to the end of what the beta has to offer, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten into ship combat or anything yet. But I don't have anything in my quest journal. I only have a rumor about a void ship. Yeah, there's an unidentified void ship over here. I think that's the only thing I have left. Let's go check it out. Master Helmsman Ravor. The Vox crackles to life, and Chief Helmsman Ravor addresses you. Here's the thing, Lord Captain. It's not very obvious, but there's a void ship sitting in a local asteroid field. It sure is quiet, as if it's huddled in there on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised. The whole thing is more of a piece of junk than a ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on that thing. We're registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. There is an incoming transmission now, though. Can you hear us? The transmission hisses and abruptly cuts to static. Do not need any help. Pete, do not need help. Copy? The Vox relays a different voice. Keep following. They will pass us by, won't they? Roar protects. Lord Captain, I am told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To sum it up, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within an asteroid field near the Reichert colony that is refusing help. We should about to put a too fine point on it. It has not been offered to them yet. Can we establish comms? Let them identify themselves? Aye, aye, Lord Captain. The connection is established. Unknown vessel, we are receiving you. Identify yourself. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, the Vox only hisses and snaps, and then several voices at once start shouting over one another. Do not tell him. Tell him. We are done for. This is Thunderfang. We are... One of the voices falters uncertainly as replaced by another. A merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are a private chant vessel. A merchant vessel? Of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear that name before? Thunderfang. Thunderfang. Ravor, do we have any data about this damaged ship? Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by a combat ship's guns. Several compartments are leaking air. Bridge is almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Someone gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Thunderfang, your vessel is badly damaged. What happened to you? The Vox responds by bursting into a cacophony of sounds, words, and emotions. Someone is chuckling bitterly, someone is swearing in a foul language, and someone is hissing, furiously demanding that the others shut up. You manage to make out little from all this noise. That sounds like chaos to me. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue and opened fire. Miracle we could get away, Emperor protected. And then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail, bombed everything. Folks are left without help. We never got to them. Alright, why can we not identify you? I don't know. What if... Certainly not. The whispering dies and a clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. Our vessel's badly damaged. It's bringing the correct identification. We assure you, Metro vessel Stormfang does not require aid. Uh-huh. Stop playing games. Alright, how about this? Main caliber deck on my order, aim weapon. Target Thunderfang. Your lordship, please refrain from anger. The void ship has a spacious hold. Perhaps we'd be willing to establish trade relations. Alright. Belay the order. Stop playing games and explain what you forgot in the area, and this time tell us the truth. Happy now? What have you done? It's too late now. The Vox channel is again filled with the angry whispering of several voices. Do you copy? We are from the Fellowship of the Void, but we did not come here to loot. Different business, to help our own. Out of jail. Do not hurt. Something. We already had our chronos cleaned. Let's strike a deal or hold us full of goods. Uh-huh. Just so you know, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a ragtag gathering of several dozen pirate teams in the Kronos Expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have Vox conversations with those where they are about to board. And it to me, I would make them eat salvo from the macro cannons to shake the scum out of the decks. They deserve it. High Factorum Janus says, I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remains a major supply of goods in the local market. Perhaps you will find dealing with them acceptable, especially when the warp jumps are available. Alright. So they aren't a threat, they were just a pirate ship. So I guess I could earn faction with them if I wanted to. buy the med kits. Can I buy more? Why does it say you can only buy 3, but then you can buy 3? It's weird. They actually have some interesting gear. What do we need for the next tier? 1500? Huh. Anything in the next tier that I want? Bloodhound staff. Huh, that's interesting. Got a gas cloud grenade. Ooh. That's interesting. And a flamer, which I'll never use. I think that's it. Can I quick save here? I can. Alright, because I guess once we've established trade with them, we can no longer interact with their ship in that way. Okay. Well, I'm genuinely curious now. It does have co-op, yes, Rune. They Owlcat Games showed off the co-op. I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago on their Twitch channel. So it's, I think 4 or 5. I don't know. They only had 4 people on their stream or 5 people on their stream, but there are 6 people in the party, so I would assume up to 6 people can do the co-op. Yeah. Well, I've cleared all the quests and rumors. According to that's one of the unidentified droid ships. Rykid Majoris. I think this is the only place I haven't gone is Rykid Majoris. This is the rumor I have. Augurs notice a large object among the lifeless rocks covering the planet. A void ship, whose signature and origin are impossible to identify from orbit, is resting on the edge of a deep ravine. The hull is severely damaged. Rocks around it have been shattered by the force of the gigantic machine's crash landing. The Augurs don't find any vital signs aboard or near the vessel. Alright, let's send a squad to explore. The landing party reports via Vox as soon as they touch down. The colossal void ship before them is covered with spikes and looks like a morbid beast sculpted out of darkness. It belongs to the Xenos race called Drukhari. Ready to collapse at any moment, the void ship emits a long, woeful creak as if promising to drag along the abyss to below anyone who dares to disturb its summer. Devon says, this game looks great, just hoping for us. Well, I have been told that neither Pathfinder Kingmaker nor Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous had voiceovers in alpha and beta. but that when the launch versions of those games come, that's when they had the voiceovers. So I've played both Pathfinder Kingmaker and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, and they had tons of great voice cast and voiceovers, and they were amazing. Wrath of the Righteous had more voiceovers than Kingmaker, but in Kingmaker I felt they struck a good balance with the budget they had. Like all of the main characters and all of the main conversations that you would have had voiceovers. So all of the main characters in your party had great voice actors, and when you would have interactions with them, it was fully voiced. This game has nothing, but it's in beta, and I've been told not to worry about it because that's just the way they do things. The voiceovers will be in um, the launch game. I can't confirm that. I'm not playing a launch version. I haven't watched. Mortisimal Gaming has like a pre-launch copy of the game, and he has been putting out like launch version of the content. And I have been specifically avoiding watching those videos because I don't want to spoil anything for myself beyond what the beta has to offer. This has just been for me to learn about Warhammer and prepare myself and everything else. So I've been avoiding watching his videos, but supposedly he's producing content around the actual launch version of the game. Like they Owlcat Games, I guess, gave him a copy. What it's not a preview copy, but like an early access copy of the launch version of the game. So I can't speak to whether or not it's fully voiced or not. Morning, Bam. Abelard suggests finding out what Xenoses were doing in the Riken system. Taking heed of the Sinistral's recommendations, the Lord Rogue Trader sends more people to the planet. After 2 watches of hard labor, the workers managed to stabilize the void ship. They're met with lifeless bodies who died when the void ship crashed. The void ship itself, following its abominable nature, came to life, craving to sate its wicked appetite for human flesh. The vessel systems have reacted to the intruders, and senselessly cruel, deadly traps have sprung to action on all decks. My agility checks failed. The soldiers weren't prepared for the case of countless Xenos traps. Monstrous contraptions had midst, ripped apart, and incinerated many victims before the systems were neutralized. The remaining soldiers found several curious pieces of Xenotech on the Sinister void ship, but no data that could shed any light on why it came to the Riken system. Well, that sucks. Well, I have no further data. Well, I'm going to have to go look this up online because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I came to the end of what is, like, I think I just got to the end of my first playthrough of the beta. Because there doesn't appear to be anything else that I can explore. I have nothing in my quest journal. I wasn't sure if there was any ship combat that they showed off in the beta. So let me go look this up really quick. Huh. I wonder what I'm missing. Because they're saying something about multiple chapters. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Hang on, hang on, hang on. But I sure haven't seen anything. Like, I finished all of the Rykid stuff. Like, we're here, and I don't know where else I could potentially go. I may be missing something. No, we've already been to Rykid. We just left Rykid Menor, so we've cleared all the planets here, and I don't know how to go beyond this system, or if you even can. Ha 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 ha. We're gonna go back to the void ship really quick. Because as far as I'm aware, Lord Captain, like none of these people have more quests for me. How many sessions are we in, everybody? I kind of lost track because we've been playing so many other games. I think this is. This might be like the 10th session, so I'm probably like 25 to 30 hours in. I'm seeing conflicting reports. I'm reading on the Reddit right now, and people are saying there's something between 50 to 100 hours. That can't be right, though. I wonder what I'm missing. Oh, hang on. There's more information over on their website from June when they dropped the beta. I'm very curious. Dun. Okay, yeah, I must be missing something. It says here, the beta allows you to start from the very beginning, earning your position as a Lord Captain in the prologue in Act 1, continuing through the familiar but updated Act 2, and finally venturing onto the dark city of Camorra, home of the insidious Drukhari in Act 3. So I'm obviously missing something. Because there's definitely supposed to be space combat and everything else. So I wonder what I'm missing here, because we did. Let's go to my quarters. Because I definitely don't have anything in my quest journal at all at this point. All the quests are out. I've cleared the rumors. Like, we just went and saw that ship. I don't have any active orders. The guy who joined my vessel, let's go find him, because we might need to talk to him. Because remember we had that tech priest who joined us, and he said something about he's going to join us, and that we're supposed to deliver him to some place called, like, Freehold or something? Hang on. Cronus Expanse map. Where are these people? This guy right here. I don't even see him on the map. There he is, Heinrichs. There's Abelard. There he is, Heinrichs. Heinrichs looks at you intently, his head tilted. I'm usually the one interested in the past of those around me, not the reverse. I come from a night world, Guson 3. I belonged to a branch of one of the noble houses until my exceptional abilities were discovered. After that, I was sent to a black ship by Holy Terror. I was trained to begin my service for the glory of the Imperium. Welcome to Twitch, Anguished One. Thanks so much for the follow. You were sent to the Inquisition right after training? No, first I accepted the status as a psycho fit for service in the Imperial Guard, where I spent several years. It was only afterward that I became an agent of the Golden Throne. Do you remember your home planet? I do, but I have no ties there now. Alright, he doesn't appear to have any quests. We also have this other guy, Pascal. Tell me more at the Adeptus Mechanicus. I'm genuinely confused at this point. Because even the official Owlcat Games website says that the beta goes into Act 3. I am going to have to genuinely look this up and figure out where we're going from here, because according to this, these are the completed quests. I completed the prologue. I'm still technically in Chapter 1. So I wonder if we missed something. Well, because when we left the planet, Rykad Bonoris is up in smoke. Like, there's nothing there. Like, we left the planet yesterday, and that was the whole. We had the fight with the chaos. The planet is basically toast at this point. We just talked to the ship. We've already been to Rykad Philia, which is the prison planet. I mean, out of sheer curiosity, I'm going to land there again just to check something out. While we're doing that, let me go look something up online. I need to figure out how to Rogue Trader. All right, somebody does have a table of contents up, like a list of the quest lines. So I'm going to double check my journal compared to what they've got and see what I might be missing here. By the way, I wonder if that girl, she's back here. So I wonder if we could talk to her because her husband was on that planet, or her boyfriend. Nope. So you can't even check in with her. All right, let's Tales of Victory, Gleams of the Final Dawn, The Escape. Okay. It's saying something about needing to talk to all the people on your ship. That's what that walkthrough says. So I must be missing something with the needing to converse with your ship companions. What's interesting is there's no like obvious, like there's no like, hey, talk to this person on your ship. Because my quest journal literally has nothing in it. So you can laugh at me for being a noob here, guys. But I've not played this before, so I felt like it just sort of abruptly, like all of a sudden I don't have anybody I can talk to or anything I can do. It just felt all of a sudden like that doesn't feel right. So there's got to be something I'm missing here. So, but also, here's the thing: when we got to our ship yesterday, at the end of yesterday's session, it prompted that random cutscene with the strike workers, which is what we finished up this morning, and that was something I'm pretty sure is aired out of sequence because my game was bugged out earlier where it wouldn't trigger that scene like 3 times in a row. All right. How'd you end up on Theodora's ship? what happened to the people. I'm just gonna skim through this really quick, everybody. I'm not gonna do full voiceovers because I've got a little bit of a stuffy nose this morning. I'm just genuinely trying to find out how to get to the next stage of the mission. There's a ton of lore here, which is going to be awesome to read through when I'm not trying to figure out, like, if my game is bugged or something. Alright, so we've talked to her. Well, so far they don't have anything interesting to say or anything that would prompt me to move to chapter 2. Alright, what do I know I need to keep in mind? Conrad Voigter. Alright. Because even Heinrichs, when we were leaving the planet, was like, you know, it's time for us to go to, what do they call it? I think it's called Footfall. Yeah, Footfall. But I don't know how to I don't know how to trigger chapter 2. Ha 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 ha. I feel like a noob. Okay. And some games, like Baldur's Gate or things, you know, you would do like a long rest and it would trigger the next section, but they don't have resting in this game. Well, who else can I talk to? I genuinely feel like it didn't trigger, because when we got back to the ship, this is where I think the game is bugged for me. Because the strike was supposed to trigger before I got to the planet, and it didn't. When I got back from the planet at the end of the mission we just did yesterday morning, it triggered the strike scene rather than going straight to my bridge. And I genuinely feel like there's something bugged out with my particular game. I'm going to check Racket Norris really quick. We're going to go back down to the starport, see if it'll even let me land, and then come back to the ship and see if that triggers anything. Because according to this guy's walkthrough that I'm reading right here, he says, after the Chaos Marine, board the shuttle, and at this point you're going to have a variety of conversations with your crew. Eventually, the scenes will continue, and you're going to get a rare cut scene. After that, the quest and chapter come to an end, and then you move into chapter 2. That never triggered for me when we left yesterday. So I have a feeling my game is bugged out. I have a feeling that something got bugged out, because when we left the starport yesterday, I never got any of those conversations or cutscenes.
I'll guide your vessel.
All right,
and
so
lead
here's
you
the
on
here's
your
the
way.
planet. Yeah, that's the destroyed ship. I'm not getting back from that ship, it says. So now I have to figure out where to go from here. This is says to the Void Ship Bridge. So we're going to come back down over here and see if this is going to re-trigger anything. Because this is that other shuttle, which would have happened after we did the fight. Also remember that the fight itself bugged out on us yesterday. During that third attempt to the fight. So I very may well have bugged out the final encounter yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. Beta bugs. And going to my quarters doesn't do anything because there's nothing in my quarters to interact with or anything else. Well, everybody. I wonder if I have a save from before that fight. Boxmaster. Well, let's see if I can load the game from yesterday. What's the date today? 17th. I need to go back to one of the saves from the 16th. See, though, that's the thing. All I have is this save, which is the lower decks situation. I don't have a hard save from before the starport. Well, frack me. I think my game is bugged out, everybody, because I'm reading multiple game guides now on Google, and people are all saying that it's supposed to trigger an automatic scene after that fight. When you get on the ship to go back to the void ship, it's not supposed to trigger the strike sequence. It's supposed to trigger a different cutscene where you're talking to your team about everything that just happened on the planet and the corruption and Aurora and all the shit that we just went through. And it didn't do any of that. It just went to this strike thing, which this is supposed to trigger before that, and it didn't. So. And unfortunately, I don't have a hard save from yesterday because I haven't done any hard saves. I've just been, we've been testing. That's fine. It's all good. It gives me an excuse to roll a new character and go through and test something else out. I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. Because I can't even go back to the bridge right now. And I don't have any other. do a couple more things here, and if not, we're just going to roll new characters and get ready to go through again. Test a different round of characters. Because I still don't know if I'm going to play a marksman. Marksman felt a little... I don't know. It was okay, but also... It was like, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. What does it all mean? We should warn Agenta. Yeah, Abelard's got nothing to say to me, and when I click the map, I don't have anywhere I can go, so I never got the cutscene, so I think we're starting new characters. There's no larger map I can look at either. Like, this is the map. Let's see here. Aha! Someone else is saying the same issue that I had. I've restarted the game from scratch and a few of the two times. Dozens of save files reloaded attempts for each. The story simply dead ends after the boss battle at the shuttle port. Going on the shuttle back to the ship does nothing but put you on the bridge. Talking to the NPCs gives you normal conversations. There's simply no way to trigger the supposed change to Chapter 2. I'm on the Steam page right now. Multiple people are reporting the same bug. I'm reading through the Steam page right quick to see if anybody has a work through. Huh. Yeah, I don't see any solutions. Reddit has another thread on it too. Some says this, okay, some have reported this is due to doing the navigator's quest before you do the triumph, but I've not been able to confirm this. Other people's running this issue, no amount of save reverting or making different decisions managed to fix it. So I did do things out of order because they give you the freedom to do what you want on the map, and apparently you're supposed to go straight to Rikid Minoris and then go to the navigator's planet and then go to the prison planet, and I did everything out of order. So this might be why. Okay, this person's also saying after you kill the Chaos Marine, you're supposed to get a cutscene, but instead of the cutscene, I was teleported back to my ship when the ambush ends. That's exactly what happened to me. From there, I have no objectives left in Chapter 1, no quests or anything. I'm able to fast travel around. Yep. Multiple people are reporting that if you do the Navigator content before the Triumph, it can do the same thing. Well, shit. Aha! This is someone else saying, no, it's not beta locked, Bam. It's absolutely because I did things in a weird order. It says here also the trigger. This says you need to trigger the unrest on deck 4 quest before you do the Triumph mission. Otherwise, when you get back to the ship, that can happen and blocks the sequence that's supposed to happen when you escape the system. Ah ha ha ha. But other people are saying they did the unrest before the Triumph. My unrest sequence when they came up to the bridge to talk about unrest, I couldn't trigger it. It's on a live stream from like 5 or 6 sessions ago. Every time I would try to talk to the NPC to go to the lower decks, the game would freeze out. Like it would do the cutscene like I was coming down off my throne, but I would never come down off my throne. My character would just T-pose at the bottom of the stairs and it would just freeze. The game would just be stuck and it didn't matter how many times I tried to do it. So I just skipped that conversation and went on and did other things. Yeah, okay. Multiple people are saying it's because either of the navigator, if you do the navigator mission early, or if you don't do unrest, the unrest is going to trigger when you come back to the ship and it skips the cutscene. So this is a bug. This is not on me. I was sitting here trying to stress out like, did I miss something? And am I being stupid this morning? But that's not the case. It's literally there's a Reddit thread here that has all sorts of people complaining about the same issue. All right, woo! I feel much better now that I know that it's not a me thing. Well, that's simply an excuse to start new characters. The shitty thing is, like from one perspective, if you have this kind of perspective, if you have the negative perspective, I've put 25, 30 hours into the beta, and to not be able to progress to the second chapter is like, oh, QQ. But also, I'm okay with that because we're going to be playing the live game in like 2 weeks, so it's not that big of a deal. And this gives me a chance to test something else out. So, new game. Difficulty normal. Yeah, we're fine with that. Create custom hero, please. Next. Actually, you know what? Let's just go with one of theirs so that I want to try an adept, I think. I need to learn more about Clue. So who is Darius? He's from a death world. He's a vagabond. He's got a couple of works in progress abilities. Let's just go with Darius. I'm okay with the man bun. Yeah, we'll stick with vagabond.
Fit for the fond Phalanxius annals.
I can dig it. All right, that's getting going here. I gotta check one thing while it's loading. All right. Because the adepts can be like psychers, and I can test Clue and some of the magic this time around, which is something that I haven't grasped yet. I don't understand how Clue works at all. So this will be a perfect chance for me to test this. And hopefully not bug it out this time. I'm going to do it differently this time. I'm going to go straight to the major planet first, and then we're going to go to the Navigator and the prison planet and everything else. Hopefully. But this starting sequence is exactly the same as Pathfinder Kingmaker, you know? An excellent place for contemplation, says Conrad Voitver. Alright. Have we met? Alright. Alright, let's see here. Why have I been brought here? So they may fulfill your duty. Why have you come to bother me? Time to meet the Lady Theodora.
None shall stand in my way.
You know, I'm genuinely curious to see what kind of abilities does he have, because alright, so I'm literally starting at square one. That's cool. So he hasn't taken any abilities yet, which is great. It's going to allow me to define myself a little bit better. The only difference is that when you're not creating a character from scratch, you're not getting to do all of these, you're not getting to pick the things that you want to pick, like fellowship and other stuff. Let's click the buttons. The steamboat captain's pet has broken the bolts of its cage and escaped. Oh, there are some major frame rate issues right there in that scene. Study enemies. Yeah, I'll do it in a second.
Nothing I can't do.
I missed. On a day like this. I've blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors as if an attack which should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. Nice. I'll be right back, everybody. Alright. Chris is up, which means I need to, I gotta go grocery shopping. I was gonna stream longer this morning, but here's the thing, guys. Since I came across that game-breaking bug where it just won't progress the game, obviously I didn't get to go into chapter 2 this morning like I wanted to. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna restart a character. I don't want to do. I was gonna change my mind while I was out talking to Chris. I want to create a custom adept from scratch. I don't want to use one of these. So we're gonna come back tomorrow morning, bright and early, and we're gonna start over. Hopefully not have any bugs. Do things in a different order. I'm gonna take the time to create a custom adept tomorrow, so that I'm not just rushing to try to fill a stream with content. I am obviously stopping about 30 minutes early today. I apologize, but hey, it's a game-breaking bug. I can't do anything about it. I thought we were progressing into Chapter 2 today because I had heard there was 50 to 100 hours of content in the beta. So I was like, oh, cool, we're going to be able to play this all the way out until the game launches. But obviously I need to, I got to restart and hopefully avoid that game-breaking bug next time around. So I'm definitely going to avoid the Navigator's Planet first. And we'll do things in a different order next time. Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and I'll be back. I'm very stuffy and sneezing this morning, so hopefully I'm not coming down with anything. It was really cold last night, so it could just be my body reacting to the fact that it was a little chilly last night, so we'll see. If I'm feeling good, I'll be back this afternoon. Yeah, that's exactly why we're going, because I need snacks. I don't have any juice. I don't have any... my little yogurts. I need sandwich bread, cereal. There's quite a few things I need, so I gotta go grocery shopping. Oh, and chips. I don't have any chips. Potato chips, man. Crisps. I gotta have my crisps. Tonight we're gonna be doing Wasteland 3. I may be back in the afternoon for some more Warcraft. We'll see. But I did a 6-hour stream yesterday, which I normally don't do, and to be honest with you, that was way too much of a stream. It was fun, but I normally don't do that. Tomorrow morning, more Rogue Trader. We're going to start from scratch, create a new character, and keep going, moving on forward. And then tonight I'll be back for Wasteland 3, but late. I have Minecraft tonight with my brother and my niece and nephew, so the Wasteland 3 stream tonight will be more like 9 p.m. Central. I won't be starting at 8 because I have Minecraft with my family. So we'll be starting at 9 tonight, but we're going to continue the Wasteland 3 journey. And then tomorrow morning, more Rogue Trader. See you then, everybody.